So, I'll be talking about effective writing in the workplace. So basically, technical writing slash effective writing is going to be present in every single work atmosphere that you're going to be in. Whether you're trying to write a simple email or develop a manual for your business's product, you will see effective writing everywhere. Today, I will be discussing multiple components of effective writing that can be beneficial in the workplace. First, I'll be talking about the benefits of the effective writing process in the workplace. Having an effective writing process will separate an average worker from the beyond average worker. An effective writing process will show in an employee's writing whether if it's a simple email or a resume. A document filled with grammatical errors will never make a good impression to whoever is reading it. Following the writing process will guarantee that your writing will be better than others that don't follow that exact same process. An effective writing process will also lead to not only clear but concise messages, which is key. The phrase time and money is very applicable in the workplace. The ability to communicate information in a clear and concise fashion is crucial to employers. Concise writing simplifies complicated writing so that others can easily understand the message at hand. As a result, people will use concision as a measure of intellectual capability. Next, I will explain the writing process. So there are 4 steps in the writing process. The first being the approach step. In this step, this is the step that allows the author to generate ideas and kind of have those ideas come together as one. The biggest part about this step is outlining. And you would think that being in front of the computer screen when forming your outline is the most important part of this step, but I would say it's actually the least important. You're going to want to spend some time away from the computer screen just to kind of think about different ideas so that when you do get in front of the computer screen, you really have nothing else to worry about but to just type away. Also, another huge key part of this step is to just put yourself in an atmosphere where you could think clearly, whether if it's coffee shop, library, or your room, for example. Just be in a place where you feel comfortable and your ideas will come to you a lot easier. The second step of the writing process is the drafting step. This is important, but a small part of the process. Basically, in this step, you want to be in front of your computer screen and you just want to let your ideas flow. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about anything. It's going to be very rough, but you can clean it up. One technique that some people use is covering a computer screen. This just allows the writer to type away and not worry about the mistakes they have to see on the screen. After stage 2, you're going to want to walk away from your document. You're going to walk away from your rough draft. And this is really important because if you immediately start stage 3 after stage 2, then it's gonna mess up your paper or document or whatever. So stage 3 is the revision step. And in this step, you got to be ruthless. You got to cut paragraphs out. You got to not be afraid to delete. And you got to find places in your document that could be stronger. And like I said earlier, you want to walk away from your document after stage 2 because you need a break in between or else you can't get in that revision mindset. The last stage of the writing process is the editing stage, and this involves fixing problems with punctuation, language, etc. Basically, in this stage, you're just going to smooth the document and kind of make it perfect. Overall, in the writing process, if you have a quality process, you will get a quality document. Next, I'll be talking about rhetorical analysis. So in rhetorical analysis, there are 3 key components: audience, content, and goals. And basically, when you start to form your rhetorical analysis, you want to do each of those things individually. You want to space them out, first starting with content, goals, then audience, typically having 3 separate paragraphs. Next, I'll be talking about the explanation of principles of professional writing. So, professional writing will ensure clear communication. Professional writing also aims at setting a worker, separating a worker from an average worker to a beyond average worker, like I said it earlier. Also, professional writing will lead to not only clear but concise messages. If a piece of text is unorganized and written poorly due to a weak writing process, others may have trouble interpreting that message, which can be a huge problem in the workplace. To ensure that clarity is achieved, a writer must always pay attention to the audience. For each audience will have different knowledge of the topic. Next, I will be talking about building effective paragraphs. Basically, you want to build paragraphs that surround itself around one idea. You want every single sentence in that paragraph to relate to that big idea. So, you want to put this big idea out in the first sentence. And then each sentence will build on the big idea, teaching the reader more and more as the paragraph progresses. You also want to align the grammatical subjects. To do this, you first need to have consistent subjects. So basically, this means every sentence uses the same subject. And pronouns and synonyms help avoid repetition. Also, you need to use chaining. This meaning every sentence begins with a known subject and ends with new information. Last, you want to foreshadow your subject. So this allows the audience to kind of anticipate what's happening. Next, I'll talk about how to compel an audience. First, you want to create an outline that's easy to read and follow, and make sure they have it before your presentation. You want to have specific sentences that will relate to your audience, to whatever you're talking about. You want to be organized in your writing process. You want to go from one idea, end it, and then start the next. And also, end your document on an inspiring note, kind of like a call to action. Other things I've learned in this course are one big thing I've learned in this course, actually, that I haven't learned in previous writing courses is just not to be afraid. Not to be afraid to make mistakes. I am the type of writer where if I see my stuff up on a screen and I see if there's a spelling error or anything, it stresses me out. And in this writing course, what I really appreciated was how there was just a variety of informal assignments before each actual assignment. It kind of got me used to okay, this is what I submitted in my informal. This is what I did wrong, what I need to improve on. And then it just kind of allowed me to really grow my writing more, if that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I just learned that it's okay to make mistakes, which is honestly I'm super stoked on. Overall, as we discussed, I first started talking about the benefits of having an effective writing process in the workplace. Then I went on to explain the writing process, explain rhetorical analysis, explain the principles of professional writing, building effective paragraphs, how to compel an audience, and lastly, my big takeaway from the course, which is not to be afraid from mistakes. Overall, effective writing can have a huge impact not only in the workplace, but also on your life. It can make your lifestyle efficient, and you will look better as a person, both in the workplace and outside. Thank you very much for your time.